This is episode 53. Have you ever wondered how some Google search results have stars next to them? If you want that and other cool tidbits of information to show up, I'll be teaching you how you can get those using what is called schema.org markup. Welcome to the Calm Marketer Podcast. My name is Kenneth Fong, a digital marketer on a mission to help businesses thrive. I'll bring you on my marketing journey where you'll get to learn from my experiences as an INFP navigating an extroverted world and get actionable marketing tips for your business. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Now let's begin. So, what are rich snippets? I definitely want to talk about the definition first before we kind of dive into how you can add rich snippets to your listings. So, rich snippets are basically an expanded Google snippet that provide context to search results, right? So, the standard Google snippet is the standard search result. So, you have, the title of the page. Below that, you have the URL, and below that, you have the description of the page, right? So it's kind of like a three-part structure of a standard Google snippet. But a rich snippet incorporates other tidbits of information about the page. So you'll have those 5-star reviews, you can add pricing, you can add ratings, you can have product availability, things like that, that help searchers better understand what the page is about, right? Because they could see right off the bat what information is on the page before they even click onto your site. So, what are the benefits of having these rich snippets? Well, the biggest one is your um, your ranking will kind of appear, uh, it'll appear more clearly. It's bigger, it'll stand out, right? So that's always good. And they also increase your click through rate. So, what does that mean? It'll increase the number of people who see your listing and actually click on it, right? So, in many cases, if you are on the first page, that's great. But just because you are on the first page, that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone is going to be clicking on your result. So adding rich snippets will increase the rate of people clicking onto your results versus your competitors. And it also drives more traffic to your site. So if your ranking stands out, people are going to click on it and your site will be getting more traffic, right? And what's beneficial is that this traffic is often more targeted, right? The traffic is targeted because they've made a more conscious decision to actually click onto your site. So these people who are browsing, they see the ratings and reviews. You know that traffic, that specific person is really interested in probably looking at ratings and reviews. So the traffic is extremely targeted versus a more passive visitor. And let's go a little bit deeper into what kind of rich snippets you can have. So they come in different forms, but the main ones are business rich snippets. So information that sits on the right side of the Google search results that display information about your business. Product information. So product information around the pricing, the availability, things like that. Events. So information about a specific event that you have. Restaurants. Restaurants are great with ratings and reviews. Pricing is another good one as well. Recipes. Recipes is really good because if you have a recipe rich snippet, you can actually show an image of the dish on the Google search results. You have music, you have the most important, the review rich snippet, which incorporates those stars. You even have video rich snippets that incorporate a screenshot of the video on the search results, which really makes it pop and stand out from the rest. So you need to add schema.org markup in order for the rich snippets to appear. So that's a must. So you need to add schema.org markup, which is some code that sits on the HTML of your page. Aside from schema.org markup, there's also a different version called JSON-LD. JSON-LD is a little bit more simpler to create, so it's getting a lot more popularity than schema.org markup, but either one will work. But JSON-LD markup is just easier to create. And if you want to learn how to create JSON-LD markup, just Google it and you'll find a lot of great websites that explain how to build them. And you'll also find tools on how you could build them very quickly as well. But in this episode, I just want to talk about how you can add these markups the more automatic way, right? So there's a manual way to do it, but if you have a large site, it's going to be nearly impossible to do it in a very efficient way. So you can add rich snippets to your site by using a couple of plugins. The first one is the Rank Math SEO plugin for WordPress. So Rank Math is an SEO plugin that I use for all of my sites. It's the one that has the most features, and it's completely free. There is a paid version that recently launched, but the free version does have the rich snippet features already and has tons of other great SEO tools. So I recommend using Rank Math. And with Rank Math, in the settings section, you can choose which type of rich snippets you want to appear. Another plugin for WordPress that I recommend is All-in-One Schema plugin. So All-in-One Schema is a plugin that only specifically targets the schema on your site. So on each blog post or each page, at the very bottom, you'll have the opportunity to choose what type of schema to add to the page. So if it is a review, a video, product, event, so on and so forth, you can select that and fill in the information about that particular page. So try those two plugins out. Those ones are highly recommended, have good reviews, and will make it super easy for you to add rich snippets to your page. So sometimes people can make mistakes when they add it. Sometimes they're missing certain information or the information is broken. So what you need to do is test your schema data to make sure your rich snippets are working. So there's actually a tool that Google created that will allow you to see if your rich snippets, if your schema.org markup is actually added the right way. And that tool is called Google's Structured Data Testing Tool. So the Structured Data Testing Tool is a site that allows you to put your URL in, and Google will crawl your page and it'll spit out results about your rich snippets and other information about your page as well. So under the rich snippet section, you can see if you have any errors, and if you do have any errors, it'll tell you how you can fix those errors. So make sure when you do install Rank Math or the All-in-One Schema plugin, test it using the Structured Data Testing Tool to make sure you are doing it correctly. So with that said, get to work, try this out, and let me know how things work and see if you like it. So with that said, I will see you on the next episode.